Struggling with hot summers killing your veggies? What if I told you shade could be your secret weapon? Struggling to grow vegetables in your shady backyard? You're not alone. A lot of people think full sun is the only way to get a good harvest, but that's not the whole story. Here's the thing, if you live in Zone 5, you're already dealing with cold winters and unpredictable summers. But guess what? Shade might actually be your secret weapon. While others are battling the heat to keep their sun-loving crops alive, you could be growing crisp lettuce, sweet peas, and leafy greens that don't just survive, they thrive in cool, shady spots. So, if there's a part of your yard that gets morning light, or just a few hours of sun, don't give up on it. Let me show you how that shady patch can become your most productive garden bed yet. Zone 5 sounds cold, right? And it is, in the winter. But if you've gardened here, you know summer brings its own challenges. The heat can be brutal dry spells, hot afternoons, and if your garden gets full sun all day, you might see your plants wilting by lunchtime. Zone 5 covers a big part of the country, places like parts of Illinois, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and even areas of Colorado and New York. It's a zone with all 4 seasons, which means summer can be just as intense as winter. Most gardening tips tell you to chase the sun, find the brightest spot 6 hours or more. But here's the truth, that's not always the best answer, especially in Zone 5. Shade can actually be a blessing. Cooler soil helps roots stay healthy. Less sunlight means less stress on the leaves. And here's something many people don't realize: some vegetables actually grow better when they're not roasted in the sun all day. Think about it, cooler soil holds more moisture. You don't have to water as much. Your plants stop struggling and start focusing on growing. In the heat of July or August, your shaded garden bed might even outperform your sunny one. So, don't think you need the perfect south-facing yard to grow great food. If you've got morning sun, dappled light through trees, or even just 3 to 5 hours of sunlight, that's still enough. Up next, I'll walk you through the vegetables that actually prefer those shady spots. Now, here's the part that surprises most people. Some vegetables don't just survive in shade, they actually grow better there. Let me show you which ones love the cool, calm corners of your yard. Top 5 shade-tolerant veggies for Zone 5. Now that we know shade isn't the enemy, let's talk about the true stars of a low-sun garden. These vegetables don't just survive in shade, they actually thrive in it. If you have a spot that gets some morning sun or just a few hours of light in the afternoon, these are the plants you'll want to grow. 1. Lettuce. This one is a shade garden favorite. Why? Because when lettuce grows in cooler spots, the leaves stay crisp and sweet. You won't have to worry about it turning bitter or bolting too early in the heat. Look for types like buttercrunch or oak leaf. They grow beautifully in partial shade and give you a soft texture perfect for fresh salads. Here's a tip: plant a few seeds every couple of weeks to keep harvesting all season long. 2. Spinach. Spinach actually loves dappled shade. In fact, too much direct sun can make the leaves tough or bitter. When you grow it in a cooler spot, the leaves stay tender and full of flavor. Try planting it early in the season and again in late summer. In shady spots, spinach often lasts longer than you'd expect. 3. Kale. Kale is one of the most forgiving vegetables you can grow. It handles cold, it handles shade, and it keeps producing long after other greens have faded. If you want something a little different, go for the lacinato variety, also called dinosaur kale. It has deep green leaves with a slightly sweeter taste when grown in less sun. 4. Peas. You might not think of peas as shade lovers, but they actually prefer cooler roots. When you grow them in a spot that gets some afternoon shade, the soil stays cool and the plants stay happy. The vines will still reach toward the light, but the lower temperature helps them keep blooming and producing more pods. Sugar snap peas are a great choice. Just make sure to give them something to climb. 5. Radishes. Radishes are quick, easy, and surprisingly shade-friendly. You can plant them in spots with just a few hours of sun, and they'll still grow. They might take a few extra days, but they usually turn out crisp and mild. Try French breakfast radishes. They're slender, bright red with white tips, and have a fresh, mild flavor. Perfect for slicing into salads or enjoying with a little salt. Leafy greens usually do better in shade than root crops, but radishes are a happy exception. If your garden has dappled lighter light that shifts throughout the day, you can still grow plenty. Up next, we'll take a peek at real shade gardens in action, and how beginners like you are growing food even without full sun. Wait until you see how big these shade-grown veggies can get. You might think low light means tiny harvests, but take a look at this. Lush lettuce, bold kale, sweet snap peas all thriving without direct sun. Shade isn't holding these plants back, it's helping them shine. Let's check out the results. Harvesting and eating your shade veggies? The real reward of gardening? That moment when you finally harvest what you've grown. And with shade-grown veggies, that moment hits differently. Start with lettuce. Pick it early in the morning when the leaves are cool, crisp, and full of moisture. You'll notice they hold their shape better, especially if you're making a fresh salad later in the day. Spinach is the same, tender and full of flavor when grown in the harsh sun. For peas, just give the pod a gentle tug. If it comes off easily and feels plump in your hand, it's ready. And for radishes, you can pull them once the tops peek above the soil. They grow fast, so don't wait too long. Now comes the fun part, eating what you grew. Try mixing spinach with strawberries and walnuts for a simple sweet salad. Add radish slices for a peppery crunch. Or just grab a handful of fresh peas as a snack. You'll be surprised how sweet they taste. Growing in shade doesn't just work, it actually makes these veggies taste better. And once you try them, you might not go back to full sun gardening again. See, shade isn't a setback, it's a secret strength. You've got the veggie list, the care tips, and now the confidence to grow more in less sun. Whether you have a backyard with big trees or a patio that only gets morning light, you can still grow fresh, healthy food right where you are. Now it's your turn. Drop a comment and tell me your favorite shade-loving veggie. Or challenge me to grow one you love. And if this helped you, tap that subscribe button. You won't want to miss what's coming next, shade flowers that bloom all summer,